Good morning, listener. This is Noora Alsahafi, and today we are going to talk about the Ruth Funk Center and their new exhibit, which called Wandering Spirit African Wax Print. Today we have Donna Swill, a manager of visitor service at Ruth Funk Center, to explain to us more about it.
Exhibit is called Wandering Spirits African Wax Prints, and it's talking about African wax prints. And when we think about an African wax print, they're very much associated with Africa, but they're actually made in the Netherlands. Most of the ones in this exhibit are made by a company called Vlisco. And the history of the African wax print is that it was inspired by a technique in Indonesia called batik.
Batik is a technique of wax resist dyeing applied to whole cloth. This technique originated from Indonesia.
When the Dutch were in Indonesia, they became very interested in this technique, and they went back and industrialized it. Once they did that, they wanted to sell it back to the Indonesians, but they weren't interested.
After that, the Dutch were looking for a new market to sell their product. Then the African people were really interested, and it became very associated with Africa. Miss Donna, there was a section in the exhibit for coloring, and it looks so interesting to play with it. So would you please tell me more about it?
Sure. Like in the last year or year and a half, we have really been trying to incorporate more activities in the gallery to really engage visitors when they come in. We have two activities in this gallery that are, I think, really fun. The one that you're talking about at the table is a coloring activity. The reason that we made that was because that color is very important to African wax prints when you look at them. I mean, that is one of the main components that you notice. And the colors have meanings, and also sometimes the designs are, the same design might be printed in different colorways, and just by changing the colors, the design looks completely different.
Some instructors are taking their students to visit the center. Each semester, the center have a new exhibit, and we have here Miss Amy Lackman, an instructor at Florida Tech.
The reason I love the Ruth Funk Center is that it has so many opportunities that many of our students don't even know exist. And the first is that it is a textile museum, but textiles tell the story of a culture.
Miss Amy loved taking her students to the center each semester to experience a new culture.
Florida Tech is an example of the global society that we are living in. And the Ruth Funk Center exposes us to different cultures through clothing, designs, and storytelling.
The Ruth Funk Center open from Tuesday to Friday from 10 to 4, and on Saturday they open from 12 to 4 in Florida Tech. I'm Noora Alsahafi, and see you in next story.